And it says the women are going to be ruling over. Meaning what? In this day and age, a lot of what we see in the streets with the YNs, the young brothers on the corners, that's being rebellious, that's breaking the laws, that's gang banging, that's selling drugs, a lot of them are coming from broken homes. A lot of them are coming from where they are being raised by their emotional mothers. That's why when they can't have a dialogue to what? De-escalate a situation. Because you grow up seeing what we talked about earlier. A non-holy woman is going to yell in a man's face, don't get emotional, ready to smack a man. When you see the young men out on the street, what do? You look at them the wrong way, they what? They ready to yell at you, they ready to cuss you out, they ready to put their hands on you, you bump into them action, they ready to up the gun, they uplink. Hey, I had to uplink on the brother the other day. That's what God is saying. When we're being raised in a household that doesn't have God in it, and it doesn't have a husband in it, there's a chance that the young men will grow up to be monsters and oppressing the people. The only way that will change is if the black man would stand up and take back his community.
I got all these prophets right behind me. Can you see now? Yeah, what you need now? I got what you need now. 100,000 prophets, that's the only thing you see now. So many claim that they
A lot of people don't understand that. All we does is just put us in a situation where, you know, we think we calm and relax, but we opening ourselves up to different spirits. Same thing when you drink too much. You know, the Bible says that it's okay for us to drink in moderation, but we're not to be drinking to be drunken. That's why it's called wine and spirits.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
So God said that our women supposed to be in behavior that becomes holiness. Is a woman in the man's face arguing, telling him that he ain't S-H-I-T, he a deadbeat dad, is that holiness? No. But we see that in the communities all the time, right? Yeah. We see the black woman in the black man's face all the time saying he good for nothing. Right. I ain't saying that's all our sisters, but the majority of our sisters have been through that. A lot of us grew up with our moms doing that to our dad, cussing our dad out, saying he good for nothing, and he be working his behind off all day to bring in the food. But he still got the black woman yelling in his face. That's not being holy though. Read that again.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Read on.
Not false accusers.
Not false accusers, not telling people stories, because that's a big thing that go on with our sisters in the community today. They like to talebear, they like to gossip, they like to backbite, talk about this person's life, that person's life. God said we're not supposed to be false accusers. Our women are supposed to be false accusers. Read.
Not given to much wine.
Not given to what?
Much wine.
Our sisters supposed to be sober-minded. Not given to much wine. Not given to much weed. We shouldn't be smoking weed at all as our sisters. No drugs, and with our brothers, we gotta put that down, because the weed is gonna help you negate your innate defense to say, you know, defense mechanism. Say, hey, this ain't my husband. I ain't supposed to be laying with this brother. Or hey, he might not have the best intentions out for me. That's when you in your right mind, you think about stuff like that. But when you high or when you drunk, anything goes. That's why, hey, I hate to say it, a lot of us was wicked brothers in the world. We knew when we was getting into a party or we was going to be around a bunch of women, as long as we had some weed and we had some liquor, we was going to be able to do whatever we wanted to do.
Bring it out!
That is evil in the sight of in God's eyes. That's evil, but that's being promoted today. Get high, get drunk, turn up, we lit. That's today's society. But what is that producing? That's producing single-parent households. That's producing abortion clinics getting paid, and our sisters being degraded at an all-time high. That's what this lifestyle brings. But everybody wants to be a streamer. Everybody wants likes. Everybody wants views. Everybody want to be popping. Everybody want to say, I got motion. But at the end of the day, you're not realizing that motion is what? Putting our people in the concrete, in the ground. We are dying today. Gang violence is at an all-time high. Domestic violence in different relationships at an all-time high because God is not there. The Bible is not there. But it starts sometimes with you women, because who won't raise the next generation? If the men out working to provide for their family like they're supposed to, who's at home raising the children? The women, right? So let's see what the Bible says in our community, what happens when dad's not in the house and it's the women that's raising them. Let's see what happens when a woman that's not fearing God is raising children. Get that in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. Listen, because y'all sisters got a very important role to play. A very important role to play and help rebuilding the nation. But y'all have to be on one accord with godly men. Y'all have to be on one accord with the man. The man is the head of the household, according to God. It's not flipped like America says, 50-50. That's not the Bible. That's not God. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people,
God says, as for his people, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read.
children are their oppressors.
God said today, children are the oppressors of the people, right? When we got to go to the ATM at 11:30 at night, let's say you got to get some extra money out. Are you looking over your shoulder for John, the white man John, to come rob you? Are you looking for John? You ain't worried about John.
No,
you going Avondale. It's 1 in the morning. You got to get some extra money out. Who you looking for? You looking for the young brothers that's on the block. They 20, 30 deep. They pants sagging. They got guns. That's who you worried about. Because God said today, the children gonna be the oppressors. The thugs, what they call the thugs, the street niggas, the YNs is what they call our young brothers today. YNs. And brothers wear that like it's a badge. And they got their own outfit. If you see a brother with a ski mask, some damn skinny jeans, or a Nike Tech, that's a YN. That's a damn shame. When we used to be kings, we used to be royalty. We used to be known by knowledge and intellect. Now we resulted to young niggas. And our sisters falling for that. Our sisters are falling for that. But read it again. What did God say would happen to our household?
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
God said the young bros out here on the streets is going to be the oppressors of the people. Read.
And women.
And who?
And women.
Read.
Rule over them.
And it says the women are going to be ruling over. Meaning what? In this day and age, a lot of what we see in the streets with the YNs, the young brothers on the corners, that's being rebellious, that's breaking the laws, that's gang banging, that's selling drugs, a lot of them are coming from broken homes. A lot of them are coming from where they are being raised by their emotional mothers. That's why when they can't have a dialogue to what? De-escalate a situation. Because you grow up seeing what we talked about earlier. A non-holy woman is going to yell in a man's face, going to get emotional, ready to smack a man. When you see the young men out on the street, what do? You look at them the wrong way, they what? They ready to yell at you, they ready to cuss you out, they ready to put their hands on you, you bump into them by accident, they ready to up the gun, they uplick. I had to uplick on a brother the other day. That's what God is saying. When we're being raised in a household that doesn't have God in it, and it doesn't have a husband in it, there's a chance that the young men will grow up to be monsters and oppressing the people. The only way that will change is if the black man will stand up and take back his community.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
But he has to take back his community with the power of God, with the mind of God, not his own understanding. Give me that to do your own understanding. 2 Ezra chapter 14. Because a lot of people out here think they know God. They say, oh, I got a personal relationship with God. But God has certain rules and regulations that you must follow to what? Be his servant. If you're not following what God tells you to do, how can you know God? You don't know God. And that's what the Bible says. We're going to touch on that too. Read that.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding.
So God is telling each and every one of us, we got to subdue our own understanding. Our thoughts aren't God's thoughts. We may think that God is okay with us smoking weed, going to the clubs every Friday and Saturday, not knowing that Friday night to Saturday is the Sabbath. We're not supposed to be buying, selling, working, but you got to ask yourself, when brothers get lined up for them new Jordans or the Yeezys or whatever's coming out, it's on Saturday. You breaking God's Sabbath. God said that our women aren't supposed to be walking around in pants or shorts that they're supposed to have on dress. They're supposed to dress modestly, not revealing. But what do our sisters do today? They wear pants, they wear shorts, they got the booty shorts, they got the cutters on, they got the onesies on. That's against God. But you ask yourself, we're doing everything against God, and then we wonder why we're in such a low estate. Hey sis, come on, you don't believe?
What about going to work? What about going to work? Like if we work at a warehouse or something. What about school in winter? Like if we work at a warehouse.
What about school in winter? So you know what leggings were originally produced for, right? The leggings were supposed to keep your legs warm, right? They like undergarments. So what women should be doing with leggings is having them under their dress. That's right. And the reason why I can say it's possible, because we see thousands of sisters do this every day in our organization. In our congregation, we got sisters that wear dresses. They wear leggings when it's cold, but it's under their dress, because leggings are supposed to be undergarments. Like when we was kids, our parents used to tell us what? Put on long johns before you go outside in the snow. Put on long johns and then put on your big sweater. That's what we had when we was young. But you ain't going out in public walking around in your long johns. Same thing with y'all, my sisters. Y'all not supposed to be in public with leggings. That's the white lady said it was okay when Amelia Bloomberg and what was that, the late 60s? Right. Said, hey, we can be just like the men. Let's wear the pants. Go ahead, you speak to him. Go ahead, let him, hey, say that again.
I was born in the 60s, 61. I was born, I was a
So let me
kid.
ask you a question. What were our women wearing prior to that?
Because I was real young then.
What I'm saying, when you seen grandmama, was grandmama wearing jeans?
No.
No,
Grandmama was not wearing jeans.
Grandma was not wearing jeans. Was grandmama wearing leggings?
Right.
Walking outside, she was not wearing leggings. She was wearing a dress. Times changed for the worse of our people. It's not for the better. Go ahead, read what you got, sir.
The book of Deuteronomy.
Listen to this. This is for y'all, my sisters. This is what God said, all right? We reading this out of the Holy Bible, right? I ain't making this up and writing it in there. It's in there because God ordained it that way. I know that the truth might hurt, but what? When you sick and you got to go to the doctor, you want him to heal you, right? So that's God's job, is to heal with his word. Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
The woman, I was talking about y'all sisters,
shall not wear.
shall not. Does that mean that's something we should do or should not do?
Hell
You should not do it. This is coming from God. So if God tells you not to do something, you shouldn't do it. Read it again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So it says that women shouldn't wear clothing that pertains to men, but on the flip side,
Neither shall a man
neither shall a man, going into us brothers out here, read.
put on a woman's garment.
So the men aren't supposed to put on a woman's garment. Now let me ask y'all, who's familiar with Young Thug? Who's familiar with Lil Uzi Vert? What have they worn? What have they worn that pertains to women? Dresses. So that means what women supposed to be wearing? Dresses. And what do men wear? Pants. Y'all not supposed to be wearing pants. Okay, a simple thing, right? If you go to a restaurant and you're trying to choose between, let's say y'all go overseas, y'all go to Dubai or something, or y'all go somewhere in China, right? You got to go to the bathroom. If you can't read Chinese, how you gonna know which bathroom is the men's versus the bathroom is the woman? The one with the what? With the little dress on. You gonna walk into that one, right? Because it's always been known that women are supposed to wear dresses all across the globe. The only time this stuff changed is when America said, do whatever you want to do. Again, America is the land of great confusion. The Bible calls it Babylon the Great in the book of Revelation. That this is the land where a lot of us is going to die in because we're going to be worshiping the creature, which is man, more than the creator, which is our God. We got to repent and come back to these commandments.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.